Hooker, you pissed off another vampire and then you took a goddamn nap.
kill the music, and we are back live with everybody's beautiful faces for the first game of Ashland by Night for the month of August. Can you believe it's already August?
No. Oh.
Oh, man.
At least it hasn't sucked quite as bad as it could have. Everybody was, but I mean, that's the power of low expectations, I guess, with everything that happened last year. It's like, it can't suck this bad.
Yeah.
And 2021's like, hold my beer. So, at any rate, before we begin, let's go ahead and recap real fast. And also, do we have any birthdays coming up? I don't think we do, but... Okay.
My daughter's is in a couple weeks.
What's that?
My daughter's is in a couple weeks.
Yeah. We will, however, next month. We just need to make sure Rachel comes to game. Rachel has a birthday in September.
Wait, do we not get her points if she doesn't show up?
No, of course not.
Rude.
Well, then go over to her house and like force her to get online.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. Would you have a birthday party for somebody who can't make it to their own party?
It's like a bunch of sad people just with that little blower, like, you know.
If it's their fault that they didn't come, then
It's like a surprise party, and everybody else shows up, and the person that's supposed to bring them to the party screws up.
Yeah.
I've been to parties like that.
Yeah, too.
Oh.
So, but be that as it may, let's go ahead and roll for XP so we can get that out of the way real quick. Who wants to roll? Like
Not
Dale is reaching for his dice.
I'll roll.
All right.
What am I rolling?
You are rolling a D4 plus 1.
Sweet.
Drum roll, please.
Well, it's going to be a total of 2.
With the plus 1?
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh man.
Watch. I hope it doesn't say anything about tonight.
He's like, oh no.
Crap.
I don't know if, in all
Go ahead.
fairness, to be fair, Brittany is back on a hot streak with her dice.
I mean, those aren't my actual dice, so
Well, it's a dice roller, but that's usually a good sign.
Don't get too excited.
Yeah. We're like, yay, she's rolling hot. Next thing you know, 3 1s. Yay.
Only 3?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, only 3. How many did you roll that last time? I know you rolled like a gaggle. It was more than 3.
I think it was like 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a dice pool of like 9.
That's rough.
Oh, yeah. So where we pick up, at this point, we actually stopped right after Henri got his punishment, a flesh-crafted Anarch Ankh straight down the front of his chest. And he took that like a man, a French man.
Oui.
So we're still currently at the only Elysium that we have in town, and it is the Train Museum. When there is someone comes walking forward, or I should say, one of the actually not walking forward. You actually had people standing guard, and then you had communication. So at this point, Henri has just gotten his tattoo, or flesh, I should say, actual scarification.
Yeah.
Benjamin has been there. You've probably been there about 5 minutes at this point, so you've had enough time to basically look at Henri, and you haven't got the breakdown, but he's got a big ass scar, scarification of the Sabbat, or not Sabbat, but Anarch Ankh, like right on his chest. And Remus, you end up hearing something in your ear.
Is it one of my?
Yes. Oh yeah, it's one of your people. You're starting to get kind of used to the whole you've got people that report to you sort of thing. Still kind of weird in the sense that, you know, you're not used to having that kind of power, but in a way it kind of makes you feel good because it helps you know, okay, well, I need to go take care of this. It gives you a little bit of a direction in all the chaos.
I think for Remus, like he's probably more like he probably shouldn't, but he probably thinks of them as being like kind of like, oh, these are my cousins.
Hey,
He's
there you
not
go.
really had family before,
Sure.
so
Nice.
That would be a good rationale for Remus to try and get through this dual identity crisis. But yeah, so you get so
yeah.
in your earpiece, you end up hearing, boss, we've got somebody not on the guest list at the front door.
Did they give you a name?
He says, yeah, the name is Jacob Prestor.
Okay. I speak up. Does anybody know a Jacob Prestor? Because they're currently at the door.
No.
His name is not familiar to me.
Okay. Should I have him sent in, or should we go out? Or should I go out to speak with him?
Do we know if he's one of us, or I mean, I don't know how else he would have known where to come.
I mean, it's a train museum in the middle of the night.
Can they ask?
Why is he here?
Can they ask his business?
Yeah, I'll to the earpiece. I'll say, can you ask them what their business is here?
Absolutely, sir. Hold, and you can hear him like ask the the question. You can't hear the reply, but you can hear him ask the question. He says, "So what's your business here in Ashland?" And you hear some like murmuring. He says, "He's apparently here to meet the Baron."
He's here to see the Baron.
Okay, I guess.
Oh, he says he's from Denver. I don't know what all that means, but
Fine.
He says he's from Denver.
Is
Does that
anyone,
mean anything?
is anyone from Denver? I have not been to Colorado.
who has Camarilla lore?
Oh, I guess I have.
I do.
Yes, you do. I know there's some people who've got Camarilla lore. Why don't you roll intelligence and Camarilla lore?
I mean, I guess I can do that too.
Intelligence. Camarilla lore.
I got a 1.
One success.
What's the difficulty?
6.
6. Okay. So, and we're counting tens as 2 successes,
Yes,
right?
Actually, that's a great reminder. So tens don't explode anymore as in multiple dice. If you hit a 10 and you have a specialty in it, then it counts as 2.
Oh, okay. So if you have a specialty, so I don't. So okay, so that's 1. So that is just 2 successes then.
Okay.
I got a 10 and a 9.
Okay. And actually, that's not bad given your personality traits that you have floating on the back of your head. Denver is a Camarilla city.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let Sophie know.
Actually, you would also know with that role. Sophie, it takes you a little bit because you've been dealing primarily with Anarch stuff, but you're pretty certain Denver's a Camarilla city. The other thing that you know, Remus, is that the prince's name is Edward Williams.
Edward Williams.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll say, yeah, apparently Jacob Prester is from Camarilla, Denver. I don't know if has anything to do with Prince Williams, but should we let him in? Give him a pat down and then let him in.
Yeah, I mean, we can hear what he has to say.
Okay. I'll let them know. Liam, Eleanor. Tell him he can come in if he agrees to a pat down. No weapons in the Elysium.
Before he enters, is it all right if I retrieve my weapons at this point? Because am I good at
Yes.
operators?
Henri, by all means.
So, would you have one of your friends from outside bring my weapons into me, please?
Sure.
Sir, do you want us to pat him down or bring the weapons in?
Pat him down if he has any weapons. Tell him he'll get them at the end or when he's leaving. But yeah, also bring the weapons inside, please.
Just
Okay.
have Jake bring Henri's weapons. He's on his way.
Thank you very much.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah.
so then you hear him at that point say that they're you need to submit to a pat down or whatnot. You don't really hear the reply, but faintly you guys hear the the door open, and they one of them comes walking forward, Eleanor, with this average to meek looking kind of guy. Has decent clothing on, so he's not like he doesn't look scrubby by any means. Clean, but he's not living like the high life like you would expect, like a Venture or a Toreador type. His clothing looks like it's probably a little on the oldish side, like it's not in style and well worn, but not to the extent that it's fallen apart. So, like on the sleeves, maybe there's some patches to repair certain aspects or whatnot. So it's kept. He has dark brown, short hair, little on the gaunt side, and he's carrying a bag with him. Eleanor just says all he had was a pistol, and we've put that in the locker, and she comes walking forward and brings the weapons back to Henri.
When I get my weapons, I want to exit. And once I'm out of the sight, I'm going to obfuscate and come back in.
Okay, so you're doing it to hide?
Yeah. So there's whoever this person is, when I leave, they're just going to think I'm gone, so that when I walk back in, they're not. So
okay.
I will. I guess I'll stand.
Okay.
And
he's just kind of like looking around. He doesn't really know who to speak to per se. He looks a little confused and lost.
Mr. Prestor, I presume.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Welcome to Ashland. May I ask what the occasion might be?
Oh, you're the Baron. Oh, I'm sorry. He holds his hand like over his chest, very apologetically. I thought the Baron was a Nosferatu.
Oh, there's been some changes in town.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, forgive my.
Did you
ignorance.
Did you have business with the other Baron?
Oh no, heavens no. I've come to join.
Why don't you have a seat and tell us about yourself?
Oh, thank you very much. So he just, Eleanor at that point walks away and goes to watch the front with Liam. and he just sits down. You notice one of the things you pick up on, if anybody has any level of etiquette, is that he is very proper though when he sits. It's measure the chair, pull it out the proper distance, sit down. You don't slough. You sit upright. Hands on the table, not crossed. So he is, despite his look, he's giving clearly trying to give a good first impression.
I'm going to take this opportunity to read his aura.
Okay.
And it's been a long time, so I don't remember how many do these I need.
Jerome, I'd like to walk up and stand behind him.
Okay. Five.
Nice. You see everything.
He is. You see that he is sincere. He is a touch anxious. You also see that nervous. Well, that's about it right now.
Okay.
She'll know if he's a vampire or not by the.
And with that success, you clearly see Henri standing behind him.
But she'll be able to tell when he's a vampire, mage, werewolf.
Oh yeah, he's very much a vampire. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, Laura.
All right. So we'll just wait for him to. I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Baron Sophie, Lore, Sophie Lore, and
oh yes, you were the one that married that mortal fellow, I think. But is he not a sorcerer?
where did you hear that?
How do you know my business?
He sighs and kind of holds up his hand. I was kind of forced to go to many salons in Denver. It's kind of the thing to do and gossip.
Oh, interesting.
So my apologies if it's wrong. I do.
It's interesting to know that that's common knowledge now.
I think the proper nomenclature these days would be Toreadors have to Toreador.
Fair enough. Anyway, do tell us about yourself.
Well, I was a doctor in my mortal life, so I obviously retained those skills in undeath. I had served in a sort of capacity for the Denver Prince, who has actually reigned quite a while in Denver. However, I'm sure you are well aware of the what's a polite way to say this, but the confluence of chaos within the Camarilla, and it became no longer tenable for me to maintain.
And so you're declaring yourself anarch.
If you would have me. I don't make any presumptions. To be quite honest, I don't know much about the anarchs outside of what little was gossiped about.
Would you mind telling us what you do know, and we'll see if we can fill in the gaps?
You won't mind if it sounds offensive, do you?
I'm sure we've heard it before.
Okay. It is not what I view. It is merely what I have heard. Well, first off, I would say that the anarchs live off the dreg of society would probably be horribly inappropriate, given the lovely and the lovely scenes I have already seen in my day and a half here in Ashland. And he kind of like looks around and he says, "I don't see anybody resembling a brouhaha. I'm told they're quite populous within the Anarchs these days."
We've got one resident Bruja here. Glad I don't fit the stereotype.
Oh, well, then there you go, sir. You are missing the biker leathers and chains, if that helps.
You know, I think a bit more leather might suit you, Ben.
I
If
think you'd
you-
say that about just about anyone.
I mean, I'm not usually wrong.
I can make leather for you.
Oh, so you say that out loud?
No, I know.
Okay. Keep in mind you were obfuscated.
I know. I'm just
That is a
Should I roll a
fail
willpower to
that
make sure I don't
Sophie
screw
has
that up?
quite yet to live down.
That was a good episode.
He says, of course, we're obviously well aware that the practice of community, or the belief therein, and I'm going to throw this out there, just because I heard it randomly, but I'm pretty sure this is not the case. It's more of an LA thing, but communism. Like I said, it was rumor and conjecture.
That's not really a part of what we do here.
So I was hoping to obviously learn more with said introduction.
And this description was enough for you to want to leave the Camarilla and enlist?
Fair question. And as you are a Toreador, then you should probably understand that there is a lot of untruth that go to the rumors. And the more, what's the phrase they use? He doth protest too much.
Well, some of that was definitely a little inaccurate. Some of it was not too far off. Anyone want to explain what we do here in Ashland?
We treat each other as much like a family as possible. We don't follow strict traditions. We don't follow strict tenets. We make sure that we're all safe. We make sure that nobody needs to owe anybody else anything.
Well, I
But-
most certainly like the sound of that.
But we also don't take shit, especially if we don't have to. You arrived at an interesting time, actually.
Purely by chance, I can assure you of that.
Speaking of which, why is it that you chose right now? Like, just because of shit that's happening in the camps?
Yes? Well, to coin your phrase, yes.
How do you feel about the Sabbat?
Like, looks around for a second. Is this a trick question?
Maybe.
Well, if there's anything that I know that is true to the rumors, is that they are quite brutish. They do seem to operate within packs, but they have a strong cult-like mentality. Religious zealots. I found that their commentary about Cain doesn't seem to be quite off, but their fanaticism in other areas seems to be quite untenable, at least for me. Hey, Davy Jones, what's going on, man? Welcome back.
Fair enough. The reason I ask is we seem to be dealing with some Sabbat neighbors, and
I had heard rumor of that.
it's not the most pleasant of interactions, I'll say.
Well, my apologies, even though I had nothing to do with it. But they seem to... way to put this. In therapy, you often find that those who are lacking often pick on those who are stronger to make them weaker. Sort of a clamoring mentality.
Well, just to let you know of some of the issues that are in our midst at present.
Okay.
So what were you hoping to achieve here in Ashland? Did you have any plans?
To Haven here, if possible, of course. You understand that I'm having to go off of a basis of the Camarilla, so I don't know how a Baron would run a barony.
Are you hoping to set up a practice?
Yes, I would love to, if possible, and of course contribute in any way I could. I'm obviously not as physically gifted as your notable Bruja individual here has indicated. I'm assuming I have yet to meet a weak Bruja. But my mental acumen is at your disposal, as are any of my skills.
If I may ask, Jacob, what kind of doctor are you? You a surgeon? You're a psychologist?
Psychology.
Psychology.
I have minors in a couple of different fields, but that is my primary.
That might work pretty well for somebody we know.
Oh, well, excellent. What was largely useless with the kindred of Denver, I can assure you.
Well, in my experience, the Camarilla are less inclined to work out their own neuroses.
Very true. And when you've lived as long as Edward Williams,
You've acquired
yes, there's really no dislodging that particular speck of food within your teeth.
Any objections?
Not here.
I'm just gonna say, I'll say I like him.
So he turns around. He's not entirely shocked. I mean, he's surprised that you're there, but it's clear he's probably been spooked in a similar fashion in Camarilla courts with like a sheriff or something. So it's like, oh, okay, well, there.
And then I'll go take a seat.
Jacob, I have one more question for you.
Of course.
Regarding your hunting habits, are you a person that believes in, I guess, I don't know, I guess just cut short to it. You're not a serial killer, are you?
I would smile.
Have you had that kind of a problem here?
I'm just gonna smile.
I thought
It's,
that was a Sabbat thing.
Yeah, it's but it. Well, we
It's just
you'll find different.
it's an important
Yeah.
detail to consider.
Okay,
You'll see
well then,
humanity is
in all
quite
fairness, no.
May I ask your clan?
You may. I do not have one.
Oh, Cative.
Yes.
All right, that's
Not something I clearly discuss very often, but obviously it is
you're-
not the best to be within the Camarilla confines.
you wouldn't be the only one here, so at least there's that. Very well. Any other questions?
I'll just ask him, would you like a drink? You thirsty? You hungry?
I would love something if you have something on hand.
Because I think we have drinks
Did we bring
here
any?
at the. I thought we were having some, right? Or yes, no.
I can't remember. It's been like a
This
month.
this was an impromptu meeting, so unfortunately, no, there was none brought in.
Oh, okay. Well, then I would.
This was more of
Yeah,
a
if we didn't have any.
this was more of a rush meeting because you guys were trying to do something about Henri and get that taken care of. So the normal niceties weren't in place.
Okay. Well, if it's okay, then I wouldn't offer if I
You
knew
were
that there
gonna
wasn't
tease
anything.
him like that. Rude.
Okay.
You
Well,
can't have any.
I do
Yeah.
apologize.
Well, then, welcome in earnest. There's this Elysium, which we are obviously currently using. There's also the restaurant Anzio's, which
I had heard something about that. That caters to our kind.
it does. You
Oh,
will want to
excellent.
order out the allergen-free menu.
Cheeky. I like it.
If you prefer to hunt in the city, you are welcome to do so as long as you keep a low profile.
I think I'll get acquainted with Anzio's if it's all the same.
Of course. Um,
Where
Also,
where do you plan on living?
1 second.
well, that's he may not want to tell us.
Or where do you plan? Well, I'm just saying, where do you plan on residing?
Well, my haven, of course, I would rather keep a secret, but I do have designs on a little storefront for my particular operation. I believe it's right next to that quaint historical building called the Mountain Club.
It's a lovely establishment.
It was actually a fantastic little corner. I guess they did some rebuilding not long ago. And they have been having trouble filling that particular spot. It met my price point, and I was hoping that this would go well. So, with your permission, I would love to move in there and finish the deal.
All right. Well, very well. I will slide my contact information card
Okay.
across the table, and let us know if you have any issues.
Most definitely.
Then we'll look forward to getting more acquainted.
Do you have these regularly? Is this like the salons of the Camarilla, or is this just a?
Tonight's was a sort of special event, but
Special occasion?
a special meeting. But we do have these semi regularly, so
Very well.
we'll be.
Well, it was wonderful meeting all of you. I need to go then to finish the deal on the office space, so I can get my people to start moving the items in soon.
We need the
Bringing
contact
it up
information.
Oh, heavens! Of course, yeah. And he slides out an old business card, which had, an address in Denver, Colorado, and he just hand writes a number on the back.
Yeah,
All right.
And if
did
nobody else had any other questions, he just gets up politely, excuses himself, and exits.
all right. Did any of you care to introduce yourself?
Not if he's leaving already.
Next
I
time.
mean, you're the Baron. Like,
He
but
meant the
none of the
important.
rest of us have
What else
titles.
does he need to know?
Well, but the rest of us don't have titles, so it's like, this is the Baron, Sophie. These are the guys that she hangs out with.
One go.
Yeah, yeah.
All
If
right.
that's how you guys see it, that's entirely fine by me.
All right.
There you go.
I guess we'll cross that bridge when it becomes more relevant.
I'm gonna ask Sophie: are there other titles in like the whole Anarch thing? Like, because like he mentioned.
There are a few. Hadn't decided what specifically I think we'll need, but I mean, if any of you would like to volunteer for them, I would be happy with that.
I don't know what they entail. Like, what are the duties?
It's a big duty.
Yeah, duty.
I know. Sorry.
Had to say it. You just had to.
I know. I'm sorry. Juvenile LSD. Apologies.
Okay.
Oh, and I was also wondering, should we be telling people about Adam when they're fresh into town? Like, don't go to Lithia Park.
I mean,
That's his.
It might not be a bad idea.
can we not go there, or do we just like? I mean,
I mean, it might be a good idea to warn new bloods that there's a beast roaming Lithia Park and is not above eating our kind.
suppose that's true. It sort of slipped my mind.
I mean, he seemed like he might not be quite to Adam's taste, but it's usually good to know, beware of dog before you think about going over the hop the fence.
Well, maybe you should have said something.
I thought about it, but I was not sure how much of a secret we were keeping Adam.
I'm
If he
pretty
was one
sure,
at all.
especially after Vegas, I'm pretty sure that that particular piece of gossip has gotten around.
Okay, so
So at least I mean, he may have heard about that already.
I mean, we could probably text him. He gives his phone number.
Do not go to Lydia Park.
Oopsie. Forgot to
Where
include this detail.
Well, he
It's filled
didn't
with-
sound like he'd be one who just traipses around parks at night hunting. Like he was going to do that indoors, so
Yeah,
he's
it did-
probably safe. But it's probably a good idea to let everyone who comes in know about new possible threats. They need to know about the web, Lithia Park, all that shit.
Oh yeah, that's another good point. The werewolves, the glasswalkers. Oh man.
that reminds me on that front. And I know we talked about this earlier in the meeting, like 6 weeks ago. That if we could find that bottle of pills that we took from what's his bucket's apartment before he regrettably
Expired.
was, yes, that before the accident. If we could find that bottle of pills, I need to bring that to Noah. I think I left it up at Terrence Hill before we went off in search of the girls.
If you left it there, I can go get it.
That would be great. See what else. We have any other business to cover tonight?
I need to hunt. And if I'm going to follow these new guidelines, I need someone to help me, so that I can make sure that I am following the order.
I'd join you, but I'm gonna get a bottle of pills. If you can wait half an hour.
I can wait half an hour. That's no problem. I can come with you. You get the bills, and then we go kiss someone.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to learn. Yeah, so you'll come with me. It's probably good you stay in my sight pretty much all night. And yeah, we'll be back. Where do you want us to meet you, Baron, with the pills?
Do we have any other plans tonight?
Not that I know of.
Maybe find a way to, I don't know, kill Max Hate because he's a motherfucker who nearly killed me. That might be a cool plan.
I
Well,
mean, yeah, no, he nearly killed me. I'm in that same boat. But I don't know if we know where he is.
Step one, find out where he is.
I think we could use the wolf's help on that too.
He may have gone back to, or may have gone for help from his that corporation, the one that from that dude we kidnapped.
Right.
Autumn
And
Health.
Kidnapped.
as we
Yeah.
as we covered earlier, it seems there are two people calling the shots. There's Hate, and then whoever's at the head of this corporation.
Yeah, so if
And
we did any sort of real hurt on him, he may have gone to them for help. So I guess closing the closing in on them will probably lead us to Hate.
do you suppose some internet sleuthing could unearth anything about that? I mean, I guess they wouldn't put in any press releases or
Or
Well,
like,
anything they
public anything.
out of character, are Susan and Stephanie and Snowball and Miss Cummings, are they all still here?
Yes. Technically speaking, it's the same night.
That's right. It's not just us in the room.
Correct. Although we'll say Snowball excused himself temporarily since he's not here.
I forgot about him too.
Damaris probably did the same.
I- Snowball. You know what? I could get I could eat. Maybe we go back to Anzio's, or I mean, I guess we could go back to my place or your place. I don't know.
let's do Anzio's. They've got allergen free. Maybe that'll top things off after, feeding.
All right.
I mean, I do not need to kill tonight. I do need to kill soon. We said if we want to go to Anzio's to feed, I'm okay with that.
Do you have a sort of timer?
No, I'd like to once or twice a week is what I like.
Oh, boy.
Huh.
I have not gone longer than once or twice a week.
Remus, did I hear you earlier talking to somebody like that you know from the police force?
Yeah, I know. I have a contact who's a detective in the police force.
Do you know if they have any scum that they just can't get a hold of legally or whatever?
Remus was
Unsh-
saying to hunt on killers. I would, that is my new choice of
Yeah.
selection. See,
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was doing before I joined up with you all. Was you know, I, if I was going to feed, I preferred to do it on people who the world wouldn't miss as much. So I'm sure that I could get in contact with them and get that arrangement going. I haven't been doing it since I had a makeover, but I'm sure that there's always scumbags who need a lesson or two.
Or just to disappear?
Mhm. Yeah, I'll get in contact with them.
Awesome. Well, if that's it, we'll head out and meet you at Anzia's.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
All right. It's good to have you back.
So we'll start with George. So George, you're giving your police contact a call,
Yes.
and you still have that person's name written down?
I do. Her name is, or you know what? Maybe she's not a detective. Maybe she's just a police officer. But her name is Virginia James.
Yes. She's actually a police officer.
Okay.
She's a beat cop.
Yep, she's a beat cop.
I would not be opposed to beating cops. No, sorry.
So you give her a call, and you hear this very tired voice come on the phone. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. What time?
Hey. Oh yeah. What time is it?
It's about 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh.
I was thinking like 1 a.m.
3 a.m.
I say, hey, it's me, Remus. I'm sorry. Did I wake you?
Yeah, a little bit. I did a morning shift and some overtime. What's up?
Okay. Yeah. So I know it's been a while since I called about or since we planned to do anything like this, but are there any uh is there anybody who is like giving you trouble, like sort of how it used to be? Anything I can help you with?
Uh, so by trouble, you're talking about strong sense of near do well, not the average. Runs up parking tickets and
Yeah.
troubling
I
misdemeanors, small time felonies.
Yeah.
You're talking about like the creme de la creme of scum.
Yeah, the bottom of the toilet bowl.
The best of the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I understand it's been a minute since we last talked about this, but I kind of
It's been a couple, yeah. It's been a couple
yeah.
minutes. So what's in it for me at this point? At Jesus, 10:30.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
Hell, what couldn't we use at this point? I'll tell you what. I'll get you the information you need, and I'll have something to follow that up with when I get it and get some sleep.
Okay.
Or is this like
And
a random emergency call?
no, it's no, we have time. Yeah, just let me know, and also let me know what I can do for you, whether it's um helping, if it's anything I can do to help you with work, or if it's anything that just you need or want. Uh, I have some resources I can tap into, and I know that uh, you know you deserve a lot, and so I want to try and
Well,
balance
thank
that out.
you. Yeah, rest assured, I'll figure something out after I've had about 9 hours of sleep.
Okay, yeah, thank you. But
Yeah,
yeah, you
sure,
rest up.
sure. And just you hear like a fumbling sound of a phone and then a click.
Okay, I'll hang up. Be like, I was right. Damaris said I was supposed to get her like a Christmas gift or something. I don't know what she likes. Then maybe I'll go and ask like Liam and Eleanor, like, hey, what gifts do people enjoy? And that's probably we'll head to Anzio's.
Okay. So, and you're obviously riding with your people. So so Henri and Benjamin.
If I'm gonna go with Benjamin, I'm gonna like turn to Robert. Just Robert, I need you to go to Zachary, make sure he is all right. Returns home and see if he is working. I'm going to go with Monsieur Benjamin for this evening, and then I will be just be available. Is all.
Sure thing, boss.
All right, Benjamin, we are good to go.
All right, let's go.
So he heads out in the free candy van to head back to the Haven. Benjamin has the other free candy van of a different shade.
Excellent.
You guys head up to where you had been at Terrence Hill. I mean, it's all still as abandoned as ever. Go ahead and give me a wits and alertness check, difficulty 5, by the time you get up there.
Okay.
Uh, 2.
5.
Nice. Wow. So, as you guys get into the main office that had been kind of converted to your makeshift safe haven for the time being, you realize when you get in there that pretty much everything's been cleaned out, and that's when you realize, oh yeah, Jesse probably packed everything and brought it back to the haven.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing here?
We used this as our haven when we first came here, and it was a place where Scarlet could do her work. Wasn't sure if we had left anything here. Looking around, was anything left behind, or did he do like a perfect job picking up everything?
He's gotten this down to a science.
Okay.
Because you guys, tend to move around, so it's like he tends to set things up very similarly, so the takedown is easy as well.
Gotcha.
I've not met this Scarlet yet. She was someone I would like to meet. I think is what you were saying.
Yeah, she's busy at the moment. She's good with a different type of magic, but yeah. All right. Looks like everything's good here. Bye-bye, temporary worthless piece of crap building. We're out of here.
Trading that place for a place with gold toilet seats.
Moving up in the world.
Yep.
Are we going now?
Yeah, I guess we'll head back to the main haven. Probably bought everything back there. That's what the pills should be.
So you're going to go back to Anzio's, or you're going to go to the haven?
We'll go to the haven first to try to see if the pills are there.
Sure. Okay. So you get back to the trip takes a little bit. Obviously, you get back to the haven. Jeeves is the only one here at this point, and by the time you guys get back, Damaris has shown up as well, and she's just doing Damaris things right now. Probably researching some new spell or something occultic that you just don't fully understand. You're like, oh yeah, that's magic stuff. Looks like.
Yeah. She's chanting or something.
Yeah.
Not
it smells like
involved in that.
patchouli. It must be magic.
But go look for Jesse.
Okay.
I'm looking around to see if Sophie's cat is here.
It is not.
Okay. We don't like each other.
Jesse is cleaning.
Hey, Jesse, you got a minute?
Nothing here needs to be cleaned, but Jesse is cleaning.
Right.
He's like, hey, what's going on, Benjamin?
Hey, real quick, you remember that bottle of pills we had brought back to the Old Haven up north. You happen to pick those up and bring them down here?
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. Scarlet tends to keep a lot of bottles.
Yeah, looked like a prescription bottle. Not like one of those old-timey glass bottles, but like, you put meds in.
Oh yeah. I put that in the medicine cabinet.
Got it. Thanks. I go and look in the medicine cabinet.
Okay. You look at the main bathroom, and yeah, sure enough, there it is.
Yoink. Then I go look for Henri again. Hopefully he's not killing a cat or something.
He's probably just waiting in the living room at this point. There isn't a whole lot for him to do right now.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out, waiting.
Yep.
All right.
Did you get the pills?
Got the pills. Put that in my jacket. Now, I think we could probably start learning on the way to Anzio's. We're gonna park maybe a block away and just or we'll try a different location. Let's see what we can find. I pull up my phone and look for a place in the area, or is there like another club in the area or something that we haven't been to that's not the Web, it's not
Yeah, sure.
Anzio's, but something else? Okay.
Well, Angios isn't a club; it's a restaurant. But that
Right.
whole strip is Main Street, so yeah, it's definitely going to have more than just the one.
Okay. Right. Then I look for one that's like kind of near Anzio's. I'm like, all right, we're gonna go here, neutral territory, and we'll try out a few things.
All right. So should I tell you my hunting habits or how and then
Yeah, let's see if we can use any of that. What do you normally do?
I go unseen. I have my razor. I will I observe. I watch. I look for someone weak, and when I see someone that weak that separates, then I wait for the opportune moment, and when they are alone, I just slit their throat and drain them.
Yeah, we're not going to do that this time. Because sometimes you're going to feed and it's going to be fine and they don't have to die. But again, Remus is working on getting you some targets or, In the meantime, though, since you don't have to kill all the time, we're going to work on, being visible, talking. We're going to make some friends. And then we're just going to have a little bit of drink from a few friends. Make sense so far?
It does. But my appearance, so I have this, and then I rolled a mask of 1,000 faces. Sorry. Mask is manipulation and performance. Two, three, 6. All right, so I'm going for Marcel Marceau, and I've got 6 successes. So I am Marcel Marceau.
Okay.
So I just like I have this is my natural form, and then I just do the hand, and I go I have this. Where is there? I have well, I'm gonna go for Trudeau at this point. Hang on, 1, 2, 1.
1 sec.
I only have 2 successes on Trudeau, so Trudeau would be. I would vaguely look like Trudeau, and I know I screwed up, so I'm like, I could do better, but this is another one I have. I can change. So.
Right. You can use that. Don't be a famous person. Just be an attractive person.
An attractive person. That's hard for me to be attractive. It's I can try. There was a soccer player in the Olympics. I saw he was very nice. He was svelte. Had a comely face. I shall try for him. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So complete transformation, including gestures and mannerisms. So an appearance and voice. So now I'm the soccer player at this point. So I'm like, I can be this guy. Is that okay?
You know what? That's fucking perfect.
Okay, let's go play some soccer.
Here's the thing, though. Don't be that guy, because then you have to come up with a bunch of strange, like, backstory, and you got to talk about history, and it gets awkward, and then they're going to get turned off. And if somebody says, "Hey, you look exactly like that soccer player," I
Wait.
get that all the time.
You just said not to be a parent. So hold on. I can do something different. Let me think. Okay, I saw this movie, and then there was a guy in the background. Would that be better? It's like because there was a main guy, and then there was somebody back here. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
They're not famous, all the better.
Yeah, they're not famous. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 successes. So, I'm like, so I'm gonna be. I don't know. It's just like a secondary, a tertiary characters that I'm looking for. That's a good-looking guy, like, and I'll talk in my American accent now. So I'm like, so, is this all right?
I don't know the face or the voice. Works perfect.
All right. So how, I could be, let's see, I could use Robert's story. I know Robert's story. I mean, I was, I used to work for the church, and I down in Arizona, and I've moved up here to Portland, just kind of searching for new things. Does that work?
Fantastic.
All right.
Yeah. All right, let's head out. All right, get in the candy van, head to that random club, and try it out.
Okay, sure. So as you pull up, it's called the Glass Bead. And as you pull up, you can't really make it out right now, but they have like a sign in the window. It looks like they're probably promoting something. They got lights and whatnot. So give me, not Henri, but give me Benjamin. Give me a wits and alertness check. Difficulty 7.
Let's see, just 1.
Just 1 success?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first thing you pick up is the club itself is advertising for con goers.
Does it say what type of con?
Yes, it is the Ashland Comic Con.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
So about half of the people that are here are all in costume of some degree.
Okay. So then before...
And as you start to get out,
okay, yeah.
You've pulled up at this point and you're like, okay, this look, they're in costume, even better. Perfect. And then you look and you're like, you could swear you recognize what Henri looks like right now. Like it's one of those, you've seen the character in films before.
Okay.
So true to form that it is like kind of a background kind of guy. You're like, but enough that you're like, what? I know him from somewhere.
You may have been in one of those comic films. The face you're using, I can't place it though. It's very familiar now. Huh.
Do you want me? Oh, sorry, English. Do you want me to change, or I can before getting out of the car?
Well, can you change the way it looks with what you're wearing too, or is it just your face?
No, face, and I can do height a little bit if I get lucky. I can, like almost like. I mean, I could change. I could be a girl if I get enough successes.
Well, Benjamin, as you're looking at it,
Yeah.
a good chunk of the people here are in costume anyways.
Hmm.
It might be fine.
Yeah, like figure it might be fine at the same time. Like if he could, that'd be even better. But you know, I think it'll be fine. Let's try it out. All right, let's get out of the car and head in.
Okay, so you get in. They're playing, mostly, geeky oldies type music. So anything from like 90s, 2000s, or anything that's like super popular, like right now at the moment. So kind of like that sort of weird eclectic mix. Mostly aimed at just trying to keep people active and kind of upbeat and into it. Place is packed. It's got like a nice kind of outside area where people are hanging out, vaping, because it's the cool thing to do.
I'm thinking
I
the
just
only
wanna chime
movies
in real
Henri has probably seen are like Jerry Lewis movies, because Jerry Lewis is like hugely popular in France. So that's probably the only thing that he's seen as far as movies go.
Wait, did he stick around France for that long?
No, you're right. He's been here over 100 years.
Oh
in
yeah,
America.
he's been in America for quite a while now.
Yeah, so maybe I don't know what he's
Okay,
seen.
I'm pretty sure they didn't have Jerry Lewis movies back then.
It would all depend.
I don't know.
I guess it just depends on what Robert has like introduced him to.
I really wish that we could have brought Jesse to the comic convention. Because one, he would have got a kick out of it, and two, we could just be like, "No, this guy's costume he's a great cosplayer. Look, it's like he's made out of real other people parts."
Wow.
Awesome makeup effects, man.
I know, yeah. Cool,
You even got the
dude.
smell right.
So as you guys go walking in, it's nominal cover charge. You don't have a problem paying for it to get in.
I'd probably be freaking out a little bit. I've not been around this kind of people ever.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm like-
If that's the case, then this environment is a little weird for you. Some people here are in costume. You don't understand why. This is not like a masquerade ball sort of thing. At one point, you see people in Renaissance costumes, and others with like laser pistols or something.
I'm
Thanks
just
for
gonna
the follow,
stop.
Grogamus.
I'm gonna
What?
stop and I'm gonna look at Benjamin and I'm like, what's going on here, Benjamin?
It's a convention. Everybody dresses up as somebody they've seen in a movie or a TV show or some shit that they really like because they're fans, and they want to pretend they're like those people tonight.
And some Trekkies go walking right past you. Of course, it means nothing to Henri, but yeah, Benjamin. I mean, just like, and
Yeah.
they're good costumes. They're just like going into the bar, sort of thing.
So I point to them and like those guys, they're dressed up in fucking Star Trek uniforms from that show, Star Trek.
I don't know Star Trek from Star Lost. I don't know what you're talking. So they all have different costs from TV and movies. And should I get
Yeah.
So,
Plague Doctor outfit? and
Henri,
put that
why
on?
don't you give me a wits and alertness check? Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. So as you're basically trying to double check all this with Benjamin and get it all cleared, you can see some people looking at you, and then like they're talking amongst themselves. They've got like a table just on the inside. They're talking amongst themselves and they'll like point at you, sort of thing. And they turn around, like one of them looks at you and they goes like, "Did you get the memo?"
What is he talking about? Why are they pointing at me?
They might recognize your face. Hey, you know what? Maybe let's go talk to him. I go and looking at the group that said that. What's it comprised of? Like
One guy dressed normally, with like a backpack and whatnot. So he's probably the person slogging everything or taking pictures. You've got one as some sort of bizarre anime princess, probably Sailor Moon or something. You've got another guy dressed up in a pretty good Han Solo outfit, and then somebody else dressed up as Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. wearing a shirt that says "You're in my spot."
All right. Well, they might be good. The chick with the weird anime costume like thing going on. She could be one.
So you
So
walk
really,
up.
you're gonna schmooze. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm saying this to Henri, so you're going to schmooze. I don't know what other powers you got, but the way you look, that's a good one.
What does schmooze mean?
You're gonna flirt. You're gonna act like you know what you're talking about. You're gonna make yourself kind of a dork and make some mistakes, but it's okay because it's funny and we're all here for fun. Nobody's eating anybody.
Okay, I have some acting. I can act. I can do that.
Perfect.
Okay, so you guys approach, and they're just like, "Great costume, man!"
Thanks.
And then like the other guy's like, "Oh man, I love his entire catalog. It's just fantastic."
Right. There's so many memos. Yeah.
It's like, and then the other one's like, "But did you get the memo?"
No, not yet. No, I didn't get it.
And they're they're all like starting to laugh, and it's like, dude, he's got a spot on Michael Bolton costume. Who would have thought?
Right. Yeah.
Right. So when
they're just like, man, that's inspired. Office Space, Michael Bolton of all people. That's fantastic.
I like that
And then that's when it hits Henri. This wasn't one of the movies you watched. This was one of the movies Robert watched that you walked in on. And you're like, oh God. This is one of the comedies that he watches.
And just like now I'm trying to think what else happened in the movie. So okay, I don't know this.
Why don't you give me an intelligence and alertness check. Difficulty 7 to pull up a recall of something you remember from that movie.
Okay, I don't have any specialties. I have one success.
Okay. You remember Flair. Something about Flair.
Do I know what Flair is?
Yeah, it had something to do with buttons.
Right. So I'm gonna be where's all the Flair?
They start laughing. It's like, yes, tchotchkes! So are you here for like the full 3 days? You going to do like more people from Office Space or like what's the deal?
We haven't decided yet. We just kind of trying to figure out, new to town and trying to figure out everything that's going on. So
the anime princess like jumps up real quick. She's like, "Can I get my picture with you?" And the other guy's like readying his camera.
I look at Benjamin like, "Is this okay?"
I look at you and I give like one of these.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, yes, come on over. I've got the memo on that. Come on over."
Okay. So he, lines up. He lines up the camera to take the shot. She's doing one of the little, anime poses, yatta sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, everybody say TPS report.
TPS report.
And they, click and take the picture.
Does that ring a bell? I don't know how much I watched, but
okay. So he goes and he stops and looks at the camera and he's like,
"Oh no!"
God. So he looks and he's like, "The hell?"
I go over to that guy and I'm like, "Let me take a look at that." And I grab the picture.
I don't
and look
know
at
if I've ever had my picture taken.
Huh.
It's a picture on a digital camera.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It does not look anything like him at all.
Does it look like actual me?
Yes, it does.
It looked like actual him?
Yes.
I didn't know.
Obfuscate does not hold up to digital pictures.
Wait, does that mean like video cameras too?
Yeah.
Oh,
So I take the camera from him. I'm like, that's, I've seen that in other cameras. There's some weird like shading thing going on. Here, let me. I like delete that photo and I
Okay.
like hand it
So
back to him.
why don't you roll a charisma and expression check, difficulty 8.
Oh no.
Because I have the enchanting voice mirrored and I'm trying to talk to him like this. Does that help?
Nice. It's going to knock it down by 2 difficulties. So
Cool.
it brings it back down to a difficulty 6.
Okay. So that was charisma and what was the other one?
Expression.
Expression. Okay. Excellent.
A merit to save the day.
And just to make it, since we need to do this, I'll spend a willpower.
Okay.
I'm just confused because I've never had anybody like actually take my picture before. So
Okay. So then with the willpower and the roll and total of 2 successes.
Ooh. Okay.
ouch.
He didn't seem up for it really, but you schmoozed like the scene enough that you were able to take it and get it deleted before it like became a super big deal.
Okay. And then I turned to everybody, hey, how about like drinks or something? It's liven up the party.
And they're like, yeah, let's do some drinks, shots.
I'm gonna whisper to Benjamin at this point. I'm like, I can't drink anything. I don't have like the ability to eat or drink food.
Neither do I, and you're not going to. We're just holding the beer or whatever. That's it.
So as drinks start coming out and you get your drink, they're starting to take some drinks. A guy dressed up in like a full on like regal looking coat. Well, I should say not like a coat, but more like, I mean, very much like you would think like medieval times, with like the tunic, like over tunic. And he's got like his long black Antonio Banderas, 90s hair action going on, pale face. And he comes walking up and he accidentally bumps into Benjamin. It's like, hey, watch where you're going, fucking guy.
Does this guy look familiar to me at all?
Why don't you roll another wits and alertness?
Okay.
Did he stumble into Benjamin, or did it look like he did it on purpose?
No, it's kind of crowded. It could have gone either way, but it doesn't look like it was intentional.
I'm assuming difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6, yes.
Okay, 1 success.
You've seen it on TV.
Okay.
You're not quite sure where, but you have seen it on TV.
All right. And I go, hey, what's the character?
So I like, hey, like looks around, and of course the others are giggling at the whole thing, and at the event, but they're kind of intermixed with like trying to chat with you guys and chatting amongst themselves and drinking. And he's like, I am Nandor, the Relentless. What, you do not recognize me? Well, it's because I'm not coming out of my coffin.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the memo.
Oh, that is a great. He's Michael Bolton from the movie. It's the Office Space.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Benjamin, since you are probably more in touch with things modern at this point, he is clearly one of those cosplayers that goes full play and tries not to break character.
Okay.
Like those guys that do Deadpool and are obnoxious about it, or stumble around constantly trying to do fucking what's his name from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, Johnny Depp or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, man. We're all just trying to have a good time.
Oh, okay. I'm looking. I am looking for my familia. So you two have a good time. Okay.
You
All
too.
right.
Yeah. So he just like walks around, and other people are laughing because they get the joke, at whatever it is he's doing. He he ends up walking off.
All right.
I'm sure I picked up on there was something wrong with the picture, but I'm going to turn to Benjamin and just like, should I offer another picture or?
No, in fact, stay away from pictures like forever. You show up. You know what I mean?
My true face?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe if we're going to be here, I need to look at masks to wear so I can hide behind that and not try to pretend to be somebody else.
Yeah, I suppose so. Didn't know that's how your thing worked.
I didn't know either.
Well, fair enough. We just, avoid places with cameras everywhere.
This
Like
may not
here.
be the problem. I mean, they're taking pictures over there and over there. I might accidentally show up on somebody's picture at this point.
But if you do, you could be cosplaying something else.
Just have him drop the mask. They'd think he was in costume.
Anyway, yeah, let's see if we can work our magic. And so I go around and I just start schmoozing if there's any like groups of girls or whatever
God,
doing their
yes.
cosplay thing.
Oh yeah.
I start schmoozing and using what's the power called again? I'd be using presence, and all that just to see if things work.
Okay. Well, so you're going to use awe.
In this case, I'm gonna actually look for. Hold on, let me get what's that particular person's power called. .3 was it entrancement?
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
That's hardcore.
You're gonna target somebody specific.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, that.
So as we're walking around, I'm just going to say because I'm keeping this face, so
Mhm.
I keep my American accent while I'm doing it because the number of successes. So I'm just going to be like, if I get a mask, I found that American women like French accents. But if I try to do my normal voice, I might lose this face. So I could either I mean if I can get a mask, or we could go someplace, or I don't know. Just trying to.
That could work. Really, just use whatever talents you got available. But yeah, wearing a mask, especially at a con, that's gonna be normal. So if you can find a mask or grab a mask from somebody around here, or maybe they're selling some, or we could go somewhere if you need it.
Do I see a mask? I mean, like the one I know of, if it's nearby, I'm looking like V for Vendetta. That's probably something I've seen. That.
I mean, there are people here with masks, but there's nothing for sale. This is a club. They're selling beer.
Realistically, if anybody else catches you on a camera, you're not going to be the focus. And if they see it, we'll just say, "Oh, look, weird dude trying to look like a gnarly monster or something."
Should I just drop the mask? Because I mean, so I might notice somebody with really good makeup and say I could say it's just makeup.
I'd say go in the bathroom, go in a stall, drop the mask, wait a minute, then come back out. If you drop it in front of everyone, that'll look strange.
Right. No, I get that. I'll take my jacket off because I have the shirt underneath. Maybe so when I go inside, I'll drop the mask, take off the jacket, and I'll just tie the jacket around my waist.
Okay.
So I'll look a little different that way.
And you just walk out as yourself?
Yeah, so that's what I go. I weave to the bathroom, go in the stall. Yeah, I go out. Take off my jacket, tie it around my waist, and I drop my mask and come out as myself at that point.
Okay. So I mean, at this point, Benjamin, you're like looking, I guess, for a subject to use your entrancement on and bring them over to your vampiric power. Right. Henri, as you go into the bathroom and then come back out, of course you got people staring at you, obviously. And then at one point, as you come walking back out, about halfway getting to Benjamin, out of ways, somebody grabs you by the shoulder, and he happens to have kind of long black hair, also pale in complexion, but he's wearing what appears to be like a coat with some black and purple mixed in with it. He's got a toothpick, denim jeans, got himself a cowboy hat on, and he says, "See, I told you I'd keep my peepers peeled for that guy. How you doing, Baron?" And at that point, Nandor comes walking back over. "Oh, look, it's the Baron! See," he just like randomly tells the crowd, "we did not kill him."
What we do in the shadows. I'm like, I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm like,
Jackie Daytona, regular human bartender.
I am not the Baron of this anarchy. This is not my place. Ha ha ha.
It's like, and so he's like, "Oh, Baron, you have a wonderful accent. Why don't you come over here and sit with us and regale us of your times in Gay Paris? And I'll tell you of my time in Tucson, Arizona."
Well, I have been to Tucson. It was hot, and I had to leave. But we can talk about Paris forever if you want. So yes, let us go spend time together. But you are nice. But I must say, I'm looking for maybe a mademoiselle. You're the wrong sex, if you may understand for me. But we may so chit and chat if you wish, but that's not what I'm here for.
And so Nandor leans in. He says, "Baron, I would like to remind you not to eat the spicy Chicago pie. It was gross."
Yeah, no, I would not eat the spicy pie. It's very bad. I do not like pie.
And you would tell all of the people around us what you are.
Right. Everyone around it, do not eat the spicy pie. It's very bad.
Yeah, not like there is or anything. They're just like, "Oh, yeah." And it's like, "Oh, wow, look at the costumes. He looks almost like the Baron."
Right, the Baron himself. Yes. I'm looking around. Are there any ladies that are into this at all, or like?
Oh yeah.
Just all okay.
Oh yeah. No, there are.
You over there, come over here to me. I was we'll spend some time together.
And so they're like, the other two are like talking amongst themselves. They're obviously commenting about the Baron. Benjamin? They're starting to get a crowd around them at this point.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll stop what I was doing and then just go over and kind of join him and act as a wingman if necessary.
Okay, sure.
Benjamin, it's good to see you. So I am the Baron, they say, and so that's why I am the Baron. Of the anarchy, yes.
Who is this Benjamin? He looks more like, what the fuck was his name? Fuck. I'm drawing a total blank on the character's name now.
Which
their nemesis.
I don't remember.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I've only ever watched the movie. I haven't actually seen the show yet.
Oh, the show is fantastic. And in my opinion, it's actually better than the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh cool. Okay.
Hold on a second. This is bugging the shit out of me. Looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Simon the Devious. Because he's devious. So the other guy's like, "Oh, righto, chap. I bet you didn't get that hat."
Are they saying this to me, or are they
Yes.
saying this to? Okay.
No, yeah, they're saying that to you. They're saying you look like Simon the Devious.
Well, you're not that devious.
Benjamin playing the part of Corbin Dallas from Fifth Element. What do you say, come on, my man? Great.
Thrilled.
Yeah, thrilled.
All right, so I'm just gonna. I don't know what's going on, so I'm just like, right. He's very devious. It's Simon. Yeah, Simon the Devious. And I don't even know what I'm cosplaying at this point. I don't know
fine.
what I'm even supposed to look like. So, my barony is large and vast is for my kingdom.
So they start, talking amongst themselves. They have a very worried look. You can take your pick from people that are around you at this point. You guys have got a crowd.
All right, I'm looking for a girl. So that's because I'm supposed to. I want to feed, and maybe that's something I can use my charm at this point. So
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and do charisma and
I can either do performance or
no, it wouldn't be performance. If you're trying to seduce them, it's going to be charisma and subterfuge. You could use manipulation if it's better.
manipulation is better, and subterfuge. I've only got one, so that's okay. I got it. Difficulty 6, 7.
Difficulty 6.
I have 0 successes because I have an 8 and a 9 and 2 1s.
Ooh.
So this girl, nothing. I said something wrong and she's walked away at this point.
They haven't walked away, just not approached really. It's still kind of a fad, or not fad, but an attraction because they're claiming you're the Baron because they're in costumes from, What We Do in the Shadows. They look pretty spot on. And even though you're really you, your makeup job is fantastic.
Have I picked up on that they were talking about vampires at all? Have they mentioned enough words?
Oh yes, I mean at this point, yeah, absolutely. They're and they're doing the really bad like puns around it of like talking about vampires but not really talking about vampires sort of thing.
I'm going to turn to another girl at this point. And I'll be like, maybe the same girl. I just and I'll be like, you must speak to me now because you are very much in love with me. Come to me. And so like I can just using my vampiric powers. So
Okay, go ahead and roll again.
okay, manipulation, subterfuge. I have 3 10s. And manipulation, I've got 5 dice in that, so that's 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay. So as you kind of do the routine of bringing him in, she kind of gets with it because you seem to be playing like the part or whatnot, and you end up hearing the two talk amongst themselves, and he says, and you hear Nandor says, "Yes, I thought he was giving her the brain scramblies. It seems to have worked."
I walk up to that and go, "Yeah, he's pretty good at the brain scramblies."
Unfortunately, your character apparently doesn't know the context, so they look at you in horror.
I'm like, so now like,
Yeah, so yeah,
this
she
brand new
comes
for me,
up and
so,
she
like,
says, "Okay." She's like, "Can I get a picture?" And there's like, "Yes, yes, come take the picture, a regular
yeah.
human picture."
you may do the picture now. This is very appropriate.
Okay,
Yes.
so they line up with you with the girl, and some people are like taking pictures. I mean, at this point, like almost half the bar from that side are all taking pictures, of what's going on.
All right. So now, die on the ground. Sorry.
Oh, so Baron, are we going to go do the shots now?
I would like to spend some time with this lady here. Maybe we can get to know each other a little better, or maybe I can. And I'm going to turn to the first guy that brought me over, and I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I would like to feed upon her, but I would like to maybe visit with her a little bit.
You say that openly?
Yeah, but I
Okay.
just think because I'm supposed to be a we're pretending to be
Okay.
vampires. I'm just
So,
like,
well,
I want to
your
feed upon
vampires
her.
pretending not to be vampires, and you're really a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So meta on so many levels. So
Right.
they just kind of go, oh, okay, sort of thing. It just they just go with it.
Lovely lady, I would like to spend a moment alone with you. Let us go to a quieter spot, and so we can.
She goes with it. She's just laughing. The other two follow right behind you.
I am not very much a voyeur, gentlemen. I will spend some time with the lady alone, and we will come back. We will come back in a moment with you.
But Baron, it would behoove us to remain at your side. After all, this is not Manhattan.
I go up to those two guys. I'm like, "Hey, pals," and I put my hands on their shoulders. I'm like, "Let's get the drinks. Let the Baron do his thing." Wink, wink.
Yeah, and so Nandor looks over and he's like, "Yes, we are cramping the style." He's like, "Oh, heavens. Oh, of course. Lead on, my good man. Jackie Daytona, at your service."
And I'll be like, "Oh, come with me, mademoiselle. Let us go over here. I shall speak to you of the stars and of the moon and of the light."
Okay. Are you going to feed on her right there?
Well, I want to do it when no one else is looking. But I want to bring her someplace that I can actually feed upon her. So if I need to go to the bathroom with her, I'll do that. I mean,
Okay. The place is packed, so it's going to be very difficult to find a private area.
all right, I'm going to try
However,
to leave
you're
that-
playing
oh,
up the trope that you're a vampire pretending not to be a vampire, and there's a
Right.
bunch of people here in costume. It's a gamble, but
I'm gonna play on that. I'm like, we must be alone, so I
Okay.
can spend some time with you.
okay.
There is this bathroom that I would like to take you to. Maybe we can be alone there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll manipulation and subterfuge, difficulty 8.
Oh, jeez. I want to spend a willpower too.
Oh God! All right.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the willpower.
Woohoo.
Yeah,
So 5 successes.
5 successes.
Okay,
with the
so
willpower.
she's just like stop,
So,
and just goes with.
so I lead her to the bathroom. I'll just kind of like be all kind of like, guiding her towards the bathroom. So she may think we're like I'm trying to have sex with her, but I'm like, I just want to get their feet off her.
Right.
So,
Okay.
when I walk in the bathroom, if there's any guys in there, I'll be like, "You all must leave. You must all leave us now."
Okay. Well, I mean, they did like the guys that are in this, like, yeah, whatever. They get like they just want some. I mean, most of them are there for their business, not
Right.
to watch you, sort of thing. So either they're doing their thing in the trough, or they're like washing their hands and getting out.
And I'll get like maybe a little kissy on her neck, but not feeding on her neck in public. So I just like just to add to why we're going somewhere.
Sure.
So
Okay.
when we get in the bathroom, is there an open stall or do we have to wait?
Yes. No. There's an open stall.
All right. I lead her into the stall. I close it behind me, and I turn around and I start like seductively kissing on her neck at first, and then I go to feed.
Okay. So you go to feed. The music playing in the particular bathroom at this point is Bloodhound Gang's Bump Dis, Bump Dis, Bump Dis. So
How many points can I take off a human without hurting them?
that is a fantastic question. Since you have to ask, you don't know. So go ahead and give me a wits and medicine check, difficulty 8.
Oh,
He
geez.
never bothered to figure it out, did he?
No, he murders. That's why.
I
All
do.
he knows is the sound his knife makes when it cuts into flesh.
Right. I have 1 success.
Ooh. You think 3.
All right. I'm paying attention as I'm feeding off of her. So, like, if I think 3, but if she like gets weak kneed and starts falling when I'm getting to that 3 spot, well, I don't know. I can
Well,
spend
the problem with your kiss is it induces the euphoria.
and I can also spend. If I can spend 3 per turn, that means I can feed 3 per turn as well, right?
Yes.
So I don't have time to notice really her.
So I'll give you a chance. You can re-roll your wits and medicine. Difficulty 8. Since you can chug with the best of them.
I mean, can I spend a willpower at this point? Because if this is just,
I'll allow
I
it.
don't know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna spend a willpower. So because I spent a willpower, I have 0 successes.
All right. So you do your thing. You don't really notice any difference as you take the 3 points because she's, kind of limp in your arms from the euphoria of it all. And when you let go, oh, hey, Igvard, what's going on? So Grogamus is Igvard from the werewolf game that we play in. But when you let go, and of course the customary, licking of the wound, that bunch you did remember, obviously. She ends up falling back up against the stall and is limp.
Oh shit!
She's not dead. You can still see she's breathing, but she is clearly out.
Oh no. So now I'm horrified because I've been told, "Don't kill. We're just here to feed some," and I'm like, "Shit, merde bandu." I'm just cursing in French, and I'm like, do I have Benjamin's phone number?
Yeah.
Okay, I call Benjamin.
Okay, Benjamin, give me a perception and alertness check, difficulty 7.
A perception alertness.
I'm like, shit, man.
2 successes.
Okay. It's kind of loud. It's busy. There's people going around. Nandor and Jackie Daytona are chatting your ear off. They're actually talking about taking over a couple of streets in Ashland, increasing their domain.
Okay.
But you just barely. It's one of those things like tips in the back of your mind. You're like, something feels awkward on my person, and then you kind of do like the self pat down to make sure you got all your stuff, and that's when you realize, oh, my phone is buzzing, sort of thing. So you quickly pull it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Benjamin. So I was successfully have yes, I'm in the bathroom and I need help, please.
Okay. Never thought I'd have that type of phone call before, but I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Thirsty?
What has
There you go.
happened? Did he forget to flush again and leave a floater?
Nah. Something else. I'll be right back, fellas.
Do we need to get the familiar?
Just
Guillermo!
have your-
And he starts hollering out, over the crowd. Guillermo!
Just have your drinks. Have a good time. Be back in a minute.
A-okay!
So I head to the bathroom.
Okay.
So I'm in the bathroom with her, and I'm kind of like, I've got one in medicine, and I'm kind of like tapping her on the face. I'm like, oh, wake up! Oh, you need to wake up now, lovely lady. It's time to wake up, please. Oh, Mary, lovely lady, open your eyes. Benjamin,
So
should
you can
wake
hear
up.
this from the bathroom stall. It's not hard to find him.
Yeah.
All right. Is there at this point? Is there anybody else? Like, is the bathroom still like full of people or anything? Or
They're coming in and out.
okay.
So if he keeps this up, he may cause a scene.
All right. So I walk up to the stall, and through the door, I'm like, "Yeah, what's going on?"
Do I recognize his voice?
Yeah.
I'm not like doing anything weird with it, so yeah.
I open the stall, and I'm holding her in my arms, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I did not mean to do this. I was very careful, but I was not careful enough. She is
And I
not-
stop you and go, "Oh, looks like she passed out, had one too many drinks." And I go ahead and take her from you and kind of hold her and look at her, as like see if she's like breathing and all that.
Go ahead and give me a perception in medicine check, difficulty 6.
Okay. What if I don't have any dots in medicine?
Then it's a straight perception check, and you're hoping for the best.
Okay. All right, one
Oh, yeah,
success.
Okay.
we have
So
drinks together.
you
Yeah,
see the noticeable, so you can still see her chest kind of going up and down. She is still breathing,
Okay.
but she is very limp.
Gotcha.
we are having drinks. I think one of the drinks she had has made her sick.
No problem. Here, get the door for me, and I hold her, waiting for the door to open so I can like take her to like a booth or something and set her down at a chair.
Okay.
I like open the bathroom door, let him out.
Okay. No
So
problem.
I'm following him now. So like, oh shit.
So what do you do with the girl?
So I look for if there's any type of like open booth or anything, or if there's at least just like a chair that I can take, and I make sure to sit her down. And if I can, I try to either like if there's a bench, I'll lay her down. If there's like a chair with a table, I'll set her down and arrange her so that she's like kind of got her head on her hands resting.
Okay.
I'm gonna say to him, I'm like, do we need to get a doctor or maybe a security guard or I don't know what to do. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go get a guard and say this lady passed out and you don't know why.
All right, I will do that. And so I walk away to the first person I see. I just like, excuse me, where do I find that guard?
Yeah. Okay. They just point to like one of the bouncers.
I look around. If I find the bouncer and approach him, and I'm like, hello, excuse me. There is a young lady over here that is she appears to have gotten sick from drinking too much, and she's laying on a bench. She does not look good.
Okay, so he just nods and goes walking over.
So I lead him to where she's at.
Okay. So he starts looking it over and inspecting. Are you doing anything else from here? Making an exit? Waiting? What are you doing?
I'm following Benjamin's lead. I feel like
Yeah, so once the bouncer's there, when he's like kind of involved with her, I kind of look at Henri and do one of these things and then start walking away, just kind of milling with the rest of the crowd.
I just follow Benjamin.
Okay. So then at this point, we'll put a pause on that. Those of you who are at Anzio's at this point, so you come walking in, obviously way before any of this. When you get there, it doesn't look like Benjamin and Henri have made it yet. But as you get in there, you see the new guy, Jacob Prester.
Just give him away.
Clearly, he took the idea up on Anzio's, so he is probably feeding from the allergen-free menu. And so he waves as he sees you all coming in. He's like, "Oh, hi! didn't realize you were going from there to here. I would have said something to invite you to a table or something. Wait, but I imagine you probably already have your own table here. Right?
We often meet upstairs in the private room. But you're welcome
right.
you're welcome to stay down here if you'd like to.
Is there a meeting going on upstairs?
No, we weren't planning anything.
Oh, well, you're both welcome to sit at my table then.
I'm gonna
If you're
look
so inclined. I mean,
and see if he wants to join him or not.
Sure, I'd be fine with that.
okay. Great. He got up long enough for the two of you to sit down, and then he sat back down and then threw a napkin back over his lap, like one would do.
Like one would do.
And he says, you were absolutely right to recommend this place. I am astounded at the flavor selection.
I'm glad you found something to suit your palate.
Well, there's plenty here to suit my palate. I'm amazed at the spices. So is this run by anyone in particular, or, for our kind? Or is this kind of like open?
Yes, one of our friends owns the place.
Oh, well, I suppose that makes sense. A lot of effort to go into the menu here. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your friend's name. Who is he?
Remus. I'll put a hand out to shake his hand.
Okay, he shakes your hand in return. He says, "A nasty bit of business with that Benedict fellow. Did everything turn out quite all right? We heard about the clash up in Denver."
I'm gonna read his aura again.
Okay.
Does he still have that bag because he came in with a bag too, right?
He does, yes. He still has his bag with him.
Okay.
It's like one. It's like one of those kind of old school doctor bags, satchel sort of look.
Okay.
3.
Okay. He seems genuinely curious. He's still very vampire. He is still a little anxious though.
Okay. No ulterior motives so far.
Nothing as far as you can tell, no.
Okay. I'll let Remus answer that one.
But he asked me specifically about the thing, or did he address like the table?
No,
Like,
yeah, well, he said it to you specifically.
Okay. Say Vegas. Well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. If I can ask you, how do you know about that?
And so he's like, most people in our circles know about that. That
you
was
need to ask me about.
And he kind of like looks around, and so he's not like making it. You can tell he's not purposely not making it super obvious. And he's like, Mr. Benedict was known by many people.
Was he close with your previous associate?
And so he laughs. He's like, close? Pfft. My previous associate is not close to anyone. And he's like very candid about that.
Have we heard of this particular prince?
Oh yeah. He's like one of the only princes Denver has ever had.
Wow. What is the general sense of his character?
That he doesn't have one.
That he doesn't have a character?
Yeah. More along the lines of like he's just more selfish and more interested in just him and his domain than really
Okay.
anything else.
Okay, so he's just typical Cam Prince.
Pretty typical, yeah.
All right.
I believe, however, look, still have. Do not. Hold on one second. You do know, however, that he is a Toreador prince.
Oh, that is good to know.
Which would obviously allude to the fact he probably has some sort of exquisite art tastes or something along those.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him asking me about Vegas. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna say, so, Jacob, or should I call you Doctor Prester? Oh, but which would you prefer?
Either is fine. It's not business related, so Jacob will do.
Okay, Jacob, I'm curious. I'm still rather new to all of this stuff, but how much your previous work or your occupation, how how you, how much have you used that amongst like our kind? Is that something that is there much of a need for that from in your previous life, of people like us?
He says, yes. Yeah, yes, there is.
Hmm.
Although client confidentiality prevents me from revealing that sort of information.
Oh, right.
But you would find that there are many, both new and old, who have a problem adjusting.
Hmm. Interesting. Because I never really thought that that kind of stuff would be available to our kind.
Um, Generally, there's not, for good reasons, obviously. Most are paranoid and do not want to reveal those types of secrets, hence the fact that there were obviously a lot of rumors and innuendo back in Denver.
Yeah. I guess even with that stuff, people's secrets still find a way of getting out to the general public, I suppose.
Of course, and who do you think they're going to blame?
Hmm.
Let us just say Dr. Melfi had nothing on me in The Sopranos.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, I'll lend you the DVD box set. So, like, I have the whole thing.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this guy anymore. Hmm.
Well, I mean, don't do anything till you trust him.
No, that this is George speaking. This isn't Remus. I was just
Yeah,
like,
no, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
it,
come on. You built a temple to Tiamat. You can do this.
oh yeah. Well,
like it just
I
occurred
think
that this could be really useful for Remus, but then and
yeah.
also he could betray us.
Yeah, is he a mole?
Mole, 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 mole.
Chop it up and put it in a guacamole.
Mole! Let's do more. Meet you, mole!
So as we're sitting here, like we don't usually sit down in the regular area.
Mhm.
Are we getting? Am I bringing in any attention?
No.
Okay,
The wait staff.
since I'm famous now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the wait staff are really the only ones that seem to be, I don't want to say disturbed, but more like double checking themselves to make sure that like they have it right. Because you usually go upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll order something to drink.
Okay.
I'll go in too.
All right. So as you guys order something off the menu, somebody in an original Battlestar Galactica outfit comes walking up to Sophie. Oh my God, you're with Paladin, aren't you? And when you hear that and you scan, because it doesn't look like most everybody here not in costume. You know, they're all like your average fare or whatnot.
I mean, this is a nice
Outside the door, you can see there's a kind of a nice confluence of people walking back and forth, probably getting done with the convention or something. So you can see some people in costume outside, and you can see some people watching him. Like he was the guinea pig to make sure.
Oh gosh. I hadn't even decided what I was gonna do about this. Um, I'm just gonna smile and shrug.
Okay, so he's like, I knew it, I knew it. It's like I don't want to interrupt your dinner, you know, whatnot. It's, you know, sorry, it just my friends dared me to come in here, you know, and I said you weren't. They were positive you were. Whatnot. Can I just get a quick selfie with you? I'll be out of your hair real fast.
All right, I'll do it.
He's like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. And he like lines up the shot to take a picture real quick. And he is true to his word. He's like very fast. He's like, you know, got the thing, checked it real quick. He's like, thank you, and just like, you know, quickly, you know, ran outside. Do some squeeze. And so Jacob's like, what was that about?
Oh, I'm a musician.
Oh, okay. Well, I should have known. I believe Prince Edward had some sort of thing with a local band. Is that your thing here too? Like you play or have friends that you've made in another band?
Friends? No, I play.
Oh, okay.
I do play.
Who or what is Paladin?
They are a have you heard the name Isadora?
No, I don't believe I have. Is that terribly bad of me? Am I dissing somebody famous?
Only in certain circles. So I mean, I don't begrudge you.
If this is one of those circles, and he looks at both Remus and Sophie, he's like, I do apologize. I did not mean to offend.
No, I just mean if you're not interested in that type of music, then I wouldn't expect you to be familiar with it.
What type of music?
It's a sort of a glam rock.
You mean like the 80s?
No. I'll pull up a picture of Paladin on my phone and show it to him.
Just any old picture?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's like, oh my word. Bit on the nose.
It's sort of a hiding in plain sight thing going on.
I laugh at that.
Okay.
You can see this is, this is my usual style. So it
Of course.
seems to serve well enough to separate the two.
Okay. You learned quite a bit this evening. I was not expecting that. So, Remus, then, does that make you Conan the Barbarian?
No. I'm no one of consequence.
Give me a willpower check.
Oh, no. Okay. Am I just rolling like my total willpower, or am I
Just your total available willpower at this point in time. Difficulty 8.
Guess your evil twin didn't like that comment.
Right.
difficulty what? 8?
8.
Oh, then nothing.
Oh, okay.
Highest was the 7.
So yeah, I mean, you're just like, I'm just like a nobody, or whatever your reply was, and then like without flinching, you feel your left leg come over and stomp right on as hard as it can on the top of your right foot, which hurts even worse because you have clawed feet, so it kind of torques your toes, and you just hear in the back of your head, "You dirty son of a bitch."
I'm gonna reach over and hold his hand, just like squeeze his hand.
Thankfully, it wasn't super noticeable, but since you're familiar with kind of what he has to deal with, you saw the look change in his face a little bit. Something clearly happened.
Yeah. Yeah. What were we talking about? I think when Remus is in public, I think he's got a habit of like holding his like hands in front
Okay.
of his face like this to
Sure.
like, hide the fangs.
Yeah, actually,
'Cause,
good
like,
point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Remus is involved in some local business ventures. Oh my gosh, ventures!
That is an absolute
That was the
perfect slip of the lip.
I've ever heard one. Ventures.
Yeah, why, yes, he is a part of some local ventures. That was perfect. He says, "Oh, really? What business are you into, Remus?"
Do I even know what Benedict has been doing in the background? Like, I know he's
Do you
just got
wanna
like
ask?
a bunch. Sure. I'll be like, Benedict, I don't really know how this thing works. I don't
Oh,
think
now you're asking for my help.
it's not even help. I don't even know I could just talk to you like this. I just assumed that you were just a driver who was just stole my car from time to time. I didn't realize that we could be in the seat or we could be passenger and driver.
Stop making it weird. I don't want that analogy. And you can see he's already fighting the memories, and he's visioning you in his lap, sort of thing. He's like, "No, just stop." Just
What? Oh, I imagine you in the passenger seat. What? No. What's? Oh, but yeah, no. So I I don't even know what to tell this guy. Like, do you do anything respectable when
trading
I'm
and
asleep?
acquisitions. It's vague.
Uh,
It's close to what we do.
okay, and I'll just say trading and acquisitions.
He's like, "Oh, I see. So high business." Nod your head.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, well, that's That's fantastic. I hope the business is going well. If you don't mind me asking, how did you get into such a role? You don't strike me. I mean, you're well kept, obviously, but you don't strike me as the type that would do that sort of thing. Is it like nonprofit?
He inherited some of this business. It's a
Oh.
family thing.
Wow. Well, congratulations. That's quite lucky.
Yeah, and an uncle owed me quite a number of favors before he died.
And so he's kind of like looking at you. Sophie, why don't you give me a wits and awareness check?
This dude is not falling for it at all. Does he have his notepad already out and he's just writing stuff down? Okay.
Tell me about your mother.
Yeah. Why am I on a recliner?
Or just go back to Nandor.
What's
Yes,
the
yes. Tell me more.
6.
Yeah, difficulty 6.
2.
2. You recognize the look that Jacob has right now. It's the same look you have whenever you're checking someone's aura.
Great.
You're like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that. You probably just picked up on the bullshit meter.
I'm gonna squeeze his hand like a little tightly, like kind of a warning squeeze.
And so then
Me
Jacob
or
Primus.
yeah, and so he kind of like looks to the both of you, and he's like, "Oh, of course." Sorry, I wasn't questioning you at all. It's quite all right.
Right.
yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You hear in the back of your mind, Remus, he sees the black veins, idiot.
I mean, I figured he already alluded that he knew what happened in Las Vegas.
I
By
was front
chance,
page
but-
news, Remus. Of course they heard about it.
Yeah, but I thought that we were telling people that that Adam did it. I didn't realize that people knew that I was the one who was responsible.
They didn't, and they see your black veins, and now you're talking to me and having an awkward look on your face while this guy is staring at you. Turn, look at him, be calm, and just say yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy's just kind of like looking around. He's significantly more nervous at this point.
By the way, it slipped my mind to mention you may want to avoid Lithia Park. We have a patron who takes up residence there, and he's not overly fond of strangers.
Okay. I mean, he's looking at you the same way as he's looking at Remus at this point.
And there is a particular club. I mean, you don't really seem the clubbing type.
No.
So you're probably fine. But
Okay.
we are not the only
He moves to take the napkin to like tap down his mouth like one would, from taking a drink, and he just like takes it and it like flies right off the table. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I'll get that."
Is he just being nervous, or is that weird?
He is very nervous.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you both give me a wits and alertness check, difficulty 5.
Wits and alertness.
Oh,
2.
1.
Okay. You both have black veins, and you are at an eatery that serves your kind.
Okay.
It's pretty clear he thinks he's on the menu at this point.
I'm gonna say. Jacob. I can
Yes?
I can understand your trepidation. However, that's at least in my case, that's not something that we do here.
No,
You
you don't
don't.
say.
In my case, too.
Hmm.
All right, Jacob.
Yes?
Yes.
You asked me how Las Vegas was.
And you aptly replied, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and I
Yeah.
don't need to know. I promise.
Yeah, things happen in places that you were not proud of. All right, so just keep it cool, okay? No one's gonna hurt you.
None of us are going to hurt you.
Is anybody going to help with that statement, or is that all you're saying?
How do I help?
If
Give
you
a kiss
have
on the
awe,
forehead. Oh, do I have awe? I have presence 4. Is that
Presence 1.
yeah, that's presence 1.
okay?
He
Okay,
uses
yeah.
presence 4. What is
Yeah,
that?
I'll
Summon it.
use awe. I don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't use presence.
I didn't print out my stuff for
Oh, you're
the
fine.
new things I have. Okay.
I'll be right back.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'll use all or whatever abilities I have in order to like kind of calm him down and reassure him that you know he's okay.
Okay. Give me a second. Well, these are paths. Whoops, I'm way off. Back up here.
You won't need those tonight.
No. I hope not. Here we go. So for awe, you need to roll your charisma and performance difficulty 7.
Okay,
Since you're only
charisma.
trying to affect him, you just need 1 success.
And performance.
Yes.
Charisma performance. Okay.
Difficulty 7.
Hey, I got 2 8s.
Okay.
So 2 successes.
That's good enough. So he doesn't seem to be quite as overtly nervous. You've kind of drawn his attention to you, and he seems to be receptive to whatever it is you're going to tell him.
Yeah. What you're seeing, yeah, that's not something we make a habit of doing, and it's not something that we encourage here. So
I've
safe.
never
Yeah.
seen that before publicly, let alone multiples at the same table.
Look, Jacob,
Yes, ma'am.
read us and tell us if we're being honest with you.
Okay. So he kind of brings his hand up like this to try and stabilize everything, and it's almost a comedy urge. He's like,
This poor man.
almost like trying to force his head into his hand to keep his hand from trembling, as opposed to the other way around, sort of thing. And he says, and he just kind of like looking at the two of you, kind of back and forth. And he says, "How do I know you don't have a way to hide it?" Mm-hmm.
Wait, can we hide that? Is that a thing?
I have no idea if there's a way to hide it, frankly.
And so he's looking at you. He's like, "Oh, at least there's that."
Are you saying there is?
Yes, but I'm not going to tell you how.
Never mind. Never mind. So,
Listen, Jacob. In order to make sure that we get off on the right foot here, and I'm assuming that your practice is like a upfront one. You're not a scumbag. Like, is there something that we can do to help you set up a good practice here? You know, there's people in this town that not just, our kind, but there's people who could use good help. You know, we've had a couple of bad groups make their way coming through the town, and building a good community for the people who live here, not just us, is very important to me. So,
This
is there
isn't
something?
this isn't code for extortion.
No, I'm asking you if there's something that I can do to help you establish a good practice here.
actually, I could refer you a couple of patients right now.
And so, I mean, he's just like trembling at this point because he was just talking about The Sopranos, and you're just like, "Is there something I can do for you?" Sort of thing. I mean, you've
Oh.
got his attention, right? You know, and you're trying to calm him down. But
Can I write a check?
Yeah, exactly.
A new building
Yeah.
for your practice.
What can we do for you? Bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah, see, Rufus hasn't seen The Sopranos, and so he's just
Oh,
like,
yeah,
it's
you
just
just-
lost on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, and you're not into organized crime, so that whole like innuendo thing would be lost on you as well. So he's just like, I'll get back to you on that.
I
Are
feel like we're losing.
you familiar with the local psychology scene?
A bit.
Um,
I did a little bit of research prior to coming.
there is a therapist I've been trying to track down, and I only have her first name, which Brittany forgot to write down. It wasn't Janine. It was
Nope,
It wasn't Janine.
it was Laura.
Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Laura?
Hmm?
Okay. I just have her first name, Laura. Do you know of any practicing therapists in town named Laura?
It's a common name. I know
Right.
of two.
Do you have an opinion on either of them?
So he kind of pauses and thinks for a second. It's clear going through his mind. He's like, "Am I sending this person to their death?"
No, okay. Look, someone that I care about has been going through some things, and I wasn't there to help him, and it's weighing heavily on me. He's seeing this woman named Laura, and I just want to make sure that she's the right person for him to be talking to.
Oh, I haven't heard of any malfeasance with either of the two Lauras that I'm familiar with. If that's what you're looking for.
That's a start.
I just have a feeling that every time we see this dude, it's gonna be he's gonna be so scared he's about to be devoured.
Yeah, wait till he meets Damaris.
Oh. I just hope he never meets Adam.
I was on my best behavior too. So
Todd, does Henri have veins in his aura? I can't remember.
No.
Oh, nice.
I told you guys this would come up.
How ironic.
Henri was very interested in Diablerizing, if you remember, before we went.
Mhm.
But had never, because that's he in his upbringing, he was told never to do that. So
Oh,
that's
that's right. I remember that conversation.
Mm,
I remember feeling that it was rather ironic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because everybody was concerned about him and his, his penchant.
murder.
Well, no, his penchant for leather. No one knew about the murdering thing. But it's like, well, how do you get the leather? And it was like the just general creepiness factor. And then on the reverse side, Henri's finding out, wait, you have diablerized somebody, and you have diablerized somebody? What the hell? Sort of thing.
Dibs. Okay.
And so he's like, is there anything else I can help you with, my Baron?
You can relax.
Yes, ma'am.
I meant it. You are not in danger from any of us anarchs.
Okay. I will do my best to keep that in mind.
Perhaps we'll be able to prove it to you in due time.
Now I just feel bad. About how old does this guy look? Like,
At time of death, he was probably close to 40, if not in his 40s.
okay. That's kind of what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what else to offer this guy, just because if I go too much, then he'll just be like, oh no, it's the mafia. I'm gonna pull out one of my business cards out of my wallet, and I'm gonna hand him one
Okay.
and say, here, if you need anything like to set up your practice or anything like that, let me know, and
Okay,
I'll
so-
do my best to help you.
Sure. And so he takes it and he nods and looks and he says, oh, you took over Mr. Benedict's business. And you hear in the back of your mind, shit. I didn't have time to refile that. That one's on me.
Be like, but it's like kept your business the same name, and even I would have changed it.
I didn't expect to be here, asshole.
But yet you ordered a gold toilet seat, so clearly your priorities.
Have you not
You
heard
need
of
some,
retail therapy?
And what
Would you
retail
stop,
outlet did
look
you
at him,
find a
and just
gold
say
toilet?
yes? You're arguing with yourself in front of him and you're in a daze.
Yeah.
And he says, okay.
Would you let us
nothing-
know
Nothing odd here. He just pockets the
Would you
card.
when your practice is up and running? I do have a few friends that I could send your way.
Anything at all.
Professionally speaking.
Of course. I'm at your disposal.
but just don't dispose me.
Would you feel better if we just left? Like, because I'm getting the sense that
No,
Yeah,
no,
you're-
no. Please stay. I think I have a thing. He looks at the wrong wrist that doesn't even have a watch on it.
Man, we super got off on the wrong foot. Look, yeah, I don't- man, I don't even know how to come back from this. This is new territory for me. I'm sorry. This has been a weird night. Uh,
On that, we can agree.
was that Jacob or was that
That was
Benedict?
Jacob. That was Jacob.
Okay.
As you take your
Yeah.
drink, Benedict's like, ugh, woman wasn't pretty enough.
Uh,
You know, she's sitting right across from you.
who?
Your Baron, who owes me.
What about her? Wait, what? She owes you? Is that what you said? I'm just like
Go ahead
swirling
and
the drink.
give me a wits and awareness check. Difficulty 7.
Okay. Hey, two.
Okay.
A 9 and a 3.
Okay,
Or
so
no, a 9 and a 7.
okay, so you managed to keep it internal. This whole back and forth between him is getting a little confusing, in your head. But yeah, you keep it under wraps. He says,
Okay.
"Yes, she owes me."
What does she owe you for?
Oh, for heaven's sakes! It's how boons work. We
When
did
did you
something
get a
for
boon
her,
from?
and she repays it. And this is a quaint restaurant. And you've already scared the other guests out of their mind. Go ahead and smile, and you just feel yourself smile. And the guy's like, "Oh."
Yeah, I'm gonna.
And he gets up and like quietly leaves, and just nods politely. Jacob exits hastily.
Well, that went well.
I'm gonna turn to Sophie and be like, so what do you owe to Benedict?
Yeah. The ballet, right?
Ballet? Yeah, I like ballet. Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting it from two different directions in here. I didn't realize they could just talk to him.
What has he been saying?
Well, he's
Could you have her go into the back, gently remove a blade, leak just a bit of her precious vitae from her wrist? Within eyesight, please. I want you to watch. And put it into a cup.
this seems perverted. Sophie, he wants you to go and cut your wrist into a cup, and he wants me to watch, and then
She's honor
and are,
bound to uphold the boon.
apparently you have to do it. What is like?
Um, maybe we should take this upstairs.
Nod your head, smile widely, and say yes. She's asking for privacy, moron.
I understand what privacy is, Benedict. I'm more
That that unfortunately came out in the open. Like, he's just kind of disgruntled. He's like, I know. He's speaking to Benedict in front of you.
Yeah, let's go upstairs.
When we get upstairs, I'm going to explain I understand you now have a type.
Yeah.
Benedict decided that to do me a favor that would benefit the whole town, that I would personally owe him. You. 3 doses of my blood. And 2 dates.
You're married.
Platonic dates. I was
What's
specific.
the I don't even have you already been going?
Have I? I'm sorry. What?
Have you already gone on dates with him? Like, well, like,
No.
I don't. Okay, I'm often I'm often very surprised by what he gets up to when I'm
Are
not
you?
at the wheel.
So you're having blackouts?
Sometimes I wake up and he's done stuff like that was Henri's PETA issue. That was a
Ask her if she'll catch you.
she'll catch me what?
When you black out.
He wants to know if he'll catch me when I black out. Is that a thing? Is that a code?
What?
Ugh, how did you ever come to inhabit my spirit? Would you get to it?
He wants some. Can you get him like a Capri Sun or something? Like, I don't know. He's being really loud tonight. I don't know what his problem is.
I will follow through, but I wanted to speak with you first. Do you know what happens when one of us drinks the blood of another of us?
No. I'm based on what I can remember. He was the only one of us that I ever drank from.
I
It's
like my eggs Benedict.
Oh, he makes puns. This is the worst.
a similar thing happens to us as happens to our ghouls when they drink our vitae.
Oh my
So that
god, is
would
she
make-
giving you the birds and the bees of vampiredom?
Listen, man. I've not been doing this for a long time. All right, I need a lot of things explained to me constantly. But I turn to Sophie and I say, but like, isn't that a bad thing? Why would he want you to let you turn him into your servant?
Honestly,
You like hot women, don't you?
A what?
Hot women. Supple,
Uh,
gorgeous women. Look at her and tell me
never
you
really-
don't.
I've never really thought about it.
What do you think we've been drinking exclusively?
I don't know. I don't fill the machine. Oh man, are you at least drinking from like hot criminals or like hot murderers or something? Is that at least?
Why would I do something like that? They're harder to catch.
Oh,
is he saying any of this out loud?
That's up to him at this point. He doesn't have to be on his guard
Uh,
because you obviously know, and you're not around anybody.
Yeah, it's just the weirdest like scene in Fight Club. Yeah, and, like so he thinks you're incredibly hot, and
Think
that
her body is sculpted. Look at it.
Hmm.
Literally
like look,
sculpted.
okay,
Go ahead and roll
and
your
that's
wits and awareness.
Me?
Difficulty 5.
Me or him?
Him.
Okay.
this is to understand Sophie's hotness.
Yes.
Okay, difficulty 5.
Difficulty
so
5.
2 successes.
Okay, so you see what he's talking about.
His eyes.
You see what he's talking about. Now, roll your available willpower, difficulty 9.
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, yeah.
Or 4 and 2.
So you take a moment, because again, it's the badgering. Eventually, you give in to a certain extent, just because you know he'll keep badgering. And you look at her, and you're like, "Oh yeah, just sculpt it." And it's just it's very much like what Sophie would do when she's staring at like something well crafted. Just you can't take your eyes off it. You kind of have that look on your face, like that's amazing. I get it.
Huh.
Right. Now tell me you don't want a piece of that.
I mean, is it gonna be awkward because like she's married and we're friends and she's kind of our boss?
I didn't say have sex with her. I said blood in a cup. Just watch. We're voyeurs, for Christ's sakes.
Wait, what? What? Voyeurs?
I sure hope.
Wait,
Yes. Why in the world would I want to engage with her like that? It's more fun in the game, in the art. Plus, she's already been with somebody. We don't know what she has.
I mean, they did talk about that in sex ed, but I don't.
Rude.
What?
Would you just get over it?
I don't know,
Before
but
I
this
make
is
this
a lot of weird.
embarrassing.
Too late, Sophie. He wants me to want you.
Too late.
Cut your wrist into a cup,
Okay.
and he wants you to.
Um,
He specified that you do it hotly.
I'm not sure how. Okay. I just wanted before we do this, I just wanted you to know you will probably feel differently towards me, and I am not going to in any way abuse that.
So hot right now.
And if we base it out well enough, then it may not be permanent.
There's a chance that
These are all good things, Remus.
It feels like every night I learn new things about this world, and I just don't understand how any of this stuff works out. But at this point,
that's because
it's
every day
probably
we're
not...
shuffling.
Benedict would not say.
You have to understand that some of the personality unfortunately merges when that happens.
Okay, so dose 1 tonight, dose 2, put it in your calendar, 6 months.
Go ahead and nod, Remus. That's acceptable.
Are we clear?
Yeah, he says it's fine.
Dose 3, 6 months after that.
I'm assuming he'll be okay with it.
Of course, she's trying to keep you from not being bonded.
I mean, I don't understand why you would want to risk being bonded to somebody else. Isn't this bad enough for you?
This is just you.
Wait, wait. So you get to enjoy drinking other people's blood, but I'm the one who suffers the ramifications?
Indeed.
Oh, you bitch.
Since I don't hear any objections, and I'm not party to this dialogue, I'm gonna get a cup from behind the bar,
Okay.
and I'm
Just
gonna look back.
Just a typical tumbler.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do something classy. I'll grab something classy.
Okay.
Because maybe he rolls that way. That seems a Benedict thing to do. I'm gonna look back at him and say, "A blade, really? Can't I just?"
I don't.
She wants to bite it. Let her bite it.
I think he'd like biting more.
Okay, then I'm gonna
Show
bite my
Fang.
wrist.
Make her show Fang.
Oh gosh, this is so awkward.
He wants to see your fangs.
I'm gonna bite my wrist, and I'm gonna hold it over the cup.
Okay.
And I'll let it
Do you
just
want me to record this? Do you
drool
want to
out.
record this too, Benedict? You
Please.
perv.
Please don't make any weird noises. And then I'm gonna lick my wrist, and I'm gonna present him with the cup. Like, are you happy now?
Are you happy now?
Take it, Remus. I'll be happy when it's down.
I'm not gonna watch because I feel really weird about this.
Sure. So
you feel really weird about this.
So he downs it, and at that point, Remus looks ecstatic. Like he's got that face of like somebody who just drank very cold water and is coming in out of the desert.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that tasted pretty good.
Okay.
Is that weird?
Um,
No, Remus, it's not.
I guess
Where do you
it's
think you get your style from?
I guess it's normal ish.
I mean, did he at least give you was what he gave you in return for this, was it at least worth it? Because this just seems weird.
Of course it was. I helped cover up a masquerade breach.
It got Jill and Susan home.
Oh, and them too.
Ah. Oh.
Wait a minute. She's diablerized as well. What the hell?
Oh, wait, so you've done this too. Do you also have a second passenger?
No. I mean, no. Gratefully.
Poor Sophie, just like flatly, no.
Sorry, that was
That's not fair.
not that I want one. Not that I want one. No, are you talking about my aura? Can you see my aura?
I don't know if I can, but he just commented that you've also done what I've done.
Can you tell that from my blood?
I guess he can.
That's weird.
You pick up quickly, Remus. We're a blood connoisseur.
That's very weird.
It's okay to smile, Remus. It's an interesting trick.
No, I do not have a passenger. my indiscretion was a frenzy in a fight with some shovelheads. So whoever I took out
She
was
hates Sabat. Ugh. Oh, well,
Uh,
can't do anything about it now.
whoever I ate was probably high generation weak blood.
And dirt.
Well, whatever you're saying is definitely turning him off. So I think you should keep it coming.
How do you feel? Does it feel any different?
How do I feel?
Elated. This is the best dinner, quote unquote, that you've had.
I mean, I feel sated, I guess is the word. Still a little weird, but I guess I don't know. I can't remember the last time I felt like this, but apparently I also have to work on getting new business cards printed because this guy does the same. Well,
About the
I
other
don't
thing, I understood it to be a sort of social capital kind of thing. Since I guess I make a good companion at social events. I figure we could, I mean, if you don't have anything specific in mind, we could just pick some kind of art event that we would both enjoy and just call it a friend outing.
I mean, I don't even know. I didn't even know this was a thing until a moment ago. Like, I don't even know if he even likes ballet. Like,
Well,
is this the kind of thing you had in?
Ballet is wonderful.
I can tell you for sure that Colin does not.
Well, he and I at least agree that ballet is amazing. So from there we can build common ground.
Okay.
With that, we'll go ahead and pause for the night. Give everybody a decent chunk there. Surprise! Didn't think that was going to come back up, did you?
I wondered
The
when that
bone
would
thing.
come back up. At least he agreed to my terms.
It's true. You did manage to haggle him back some.
Put
Although
it in your,
it was difficult at first.
especially you mean in the initial
Mhm.
agreement when
Yep.
Rachel was arguing as my pimp.
Pretty much.
She's
All
like,
right.
5 blood. And
All
3
right.
days.
Yeah, exactly. So next game would be August the 20th.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we
my
good for
God.
that?
That's like most of the way through August.
Yeah, I
That is-
know.
Does this keep happening? I will be out of town. I'm not sure if I'll be able to play.
Okay. Well, we'll play it by ear then. For the 20th, hopefully we'll have everybody. If not, we'll figure something out.
It depends on what my accommodations are. Maybe I can
Gotcha.
finagle a quiet place in a hotel room or something. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah, no problem.
I've done that.
So tomorrow is the superhero game at 6 p.m. And then for those of us local, if anybody wants to come, Wednesday at, I believe we said 7 p.m. Was Rosie McCaffrey's. So we will meet Maria and some other folks from the werewolf game that we play in online. That'll be fun. And food and some drinks.
They
Mostly
have really
food.
good price there.
Yes,
And-
they do.
And drinks
So,
too.
So thank you all for playing. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did, even though some of it may have been uncomfortable.
Mainly for Jacob.
Oh, poor Jacob. Jacob came in with like all kinds of high hopes, like the Baron was nice. This wasn't anything like he was hearing. And then he gets to dinner and it went to hell in a handbasket like fast. It's like, oh my God.
Well, the funny thing is like we didn't even do anything. Like
No,
this
you
wasn't
didn't.
like our usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, this wasn't like our usual mess up. Like it was just he got too nosy and
He saw the veins.
Mhm.
He didn't. If
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't know that's what happened, why did he ask how that went? Wasn't it common knowledge that Benedict was diablerized, or just they
Yes.
just thought that he killed?
But he doesn't know who did it. He just knows that Benedict was killed outright.
And he just asked the wrong person.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird too, because like I mean, if they know that he was diablerized, they must also know that like someone from Ashland did it, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
why
so
is he so
he-
surprised? Why
Yeah,
did
so
he?
he came here.
Because he doesn't.
I
He,
guess
he
he was
didn't know
like-
it was Remus, and then he turns and looks, and Sophie has it too. So now he can't tell if it was one of you two, or however many else are going to have black veins. I mean, that isn't super common, and that's creepy as hell to a guy on the run. It's like and we're
I mean,
in
I
this
guess-
specialized
Mr. Maris.
place that feeds them, and caters to their needs. It's just like, what did I just step into? Oh my God.
I guess it would be pretty creepy if you were like looking for help and the people that you thought would help you suddenly turn out to be serial killers.
Right. Yeah.
That would be a little creepy.
And you did ask
mean,
him
we
about,
are.
are you a serial killer?
Yeah.
Are you a serial killer? Because join the club if you are.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
We have
Remus,
a place for you.
Whoops.
Like those steak connoisseurs and whatnot. It's like, oh, that was Sabat, a little spicy.
Mine tasted like dirt.
A little bit like dirt.
I can't even remember what Benedict tasted like.
Yeah, because you were frenzied at the time, yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
All right, so we'll go ahead and call it there. Thank you again, everybody, for playing. I had a lot of fun. If you guys have any questions, stick around for after the game. And otherwise, we will catch you guys again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. So you guys have a good night. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.